All right, everyone. Welcome back to the land of Chem. I am your host and the author. My name is Jeffrey Drum. Thank you all so much for joining me again. All right, everyone, welcome back. This is episode 58, The Land of Chem 2022 Ancient Alchemy and Ascension Research Expedition Recap Part 7. And in today's episode, I will be taking you on another private, special permission access visit to the pyramids of Abu Sir and the Mastaba of Ptahshepses. As I mentioned before in the previous episode regarding the solar temple at Abu Gharaib, you have to obtain special permission from the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities to access this site. And Abu Sir was one of the first set of structures that I ever explored during my first research expedition to Egypt back in 2017, where I stumbled across the red quartzite collection bowl and began to develop my theory that the Egyptian pyramids were designed to produce chemicals on an industrial scale. This artifact literally changed my life, and I am ecstatic to finally present to you this exclusive on-site footage from this amazing pyramid and temple complex. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube and click that little notification bell so that you get noticed when the new videos premiere every single week. Trust me, you do not want to miss the videos that I have coming up next in the series. For example, the next episode will be the Electromagnetic Field Experiment Part 2. So please subscribe and stay tuned. If you want to help support the channel, you can go to thelandofchem.com and pick up a limited first edition print copy of the book. Grab yourself a Land of Chem t-shirt or one of the new hoodies. Either way, all the orders mean the world to me. Thank you all so much for your support. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at the Land of Chem. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is it for today's intro. So without further ado, let's get right to it. All right, everyone, here we go with today's video. So in the previous episode, we visited the Nayusare Sun Temple at Abu Gharaib, which you can see here. And in today's episode, we are heading south to Abu Sir, which you can see here located in between Saqqara and the Giza Plateau. And yes, you can see each of these pyramid sites to the north and to the south on the horizon. So this is an awesome pic from Abu Gharaib, looking north towards the three pyramids on the Giza Plateau. And this one is from Abu Sir looking south, and you can see the step pyramid here in the distance. And this is that famous red quartzite collection bowl that I mentioned in the introduction, the first artifact that began to change my perception on the function of the Egyptian pyramids. And keep this image in mind of what it looks like today, because I found an amazing old photo of this same basin that's coming up here in just a moment. So here is a map showing the configuration of the Abu Sir pyramid and temple complex. And in this video, we are going to start over on this side of the complex, walking around in this direction toward the pyramid of Neferkare and the pyramid of Nayusare. And then we're walking down toward the Mastaba of Ptahshepses and finishing at the pyramid of Sahure. But first, before we explore the pyramid sites, I want to show you some very unusual in situ artifacts located in the Mastaba of Ptahshepses, which you can see here. And in the video you're about to see, I am crawling down this tiny little shaft here to access the primary reaction chamber located here to show you the artifacts that are found within it. I hope you enjoy. That's All right, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to explain what you just saw in that video from down inside the primary reaction chamber within the mastaba of Ptahshepses. So this container, the exterior layer is made of red granite and the interior layer is made of white limestone. And that may have some of your attention if anyone is familiar with devices that have dual layers made of two different types of material. So ladies and gentlemen, also recall from the electromagnetic field experiment part 1, the interaction of these two different types of geology in proximity to that electromagnetic energy field. So as the electromagnetic energy courses into the red granite, it becomes contained within the crystalline quartz that composes this stone. However, quite the opposite. With the white limestone, the electromagnetic energy passes directly through the stone for the lack of electromagnetic impedance because there is no crystalline material within this limestone. So long story short, ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely not a burial sarcophagus, but rather a functional device. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, 'tis the season, and whether you're looking for gifts or just a little treat for yourself, I highly recommend checking out thelandofchem.com if you want to show some love and help support the channel. I just checked the site, and these new violet logo on the lilac hoodies are going hard. This is an absolutely exceptional quality item, and it is currently one of the most popular on the site. There's also Land of Chem t-shirts. This is the new 5th degree logo. It's an alchemical symbol for hydrochloric acid featured on a raw image of the Central Pyramid of Giza. I took this picture during my 2020 research expedition to Egypt, and it turned out to be a spectacular t-shirt. And of course, the OG logo designed by yours truly. This is a triangular symbol representing the Red Pyramid of Dashur, featuring molecular ammonia inside of the structure. And don't forget, there's also limited first edition print copies of the book, The Land of Chem, An Initiation into Ancient Chemistry Through the Degrees of the Egyptian Pyramids. I am so unbelievably proud of this little book. There is purple stamping on the cover. The inside pages are also violet covered. It is an absolutely gorgeous first edition print copy of the book. So if you want to help support the channel, just go to thelandofchem.com. You can pick up a hoodie, grab yourself a t-shirt, or one of these copies of the book. Either way, all of the orders mean more to me than words can possibly ever describe. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your support. All right, now moving on to the pyramid site. So here is a beautiful artist's rendering of the pyramids of Abu Sir. And the structure that we will be discussing first is the pyramid of Nayu Saray located here. And we will be finishing the video with a walk through the temple at the pyramid of Sahure located here. And this is a diagram showing the internal configuration of the structure, which very much reminds me of the Pyramid of Unis at Saqqara, with this reinforced vault ceiling, which is an immediate indication to me of massive amounts of internal pressure. And here is a vintage diagram of the structure showing the reservoir walls on each side of the pyramid and the satellite pyramid. And recall from my previous episodes that any pyramid that has a sliding stone valve mechanism, i.e. the bent pyramid, the central pyramid, and the pyramid of Unis, and also now here at the pyramid of Nayu Saray, will also have a satellite hydraulic press mechanism. And here is another diagram showing the internal configuration, very reminiscent to the pyramid of Unis. And I have my completed hypothesis about the function and the product of that amazing calcite crystal chambered pyramid coming up soon. And you may be asking yourself, what is my theory about how this structure operated and which chemical it was producing? Well, unfortunately, the internal components of this pyramid are completely inaccessible. And you can see here from these rare photos from the excavation that the internal chambers are completely filled with rubble. And I cannot find any information that this site has been fully excavated. But you can see these massive reinforcements here, which again imply containing the internal pressure within the system. And of course, I have some ideas about what this structure was producing. However, the integrity of the material that I present here on this channel and in my books is of the utmost importance to me. I would never release any hypothesis for the function or the product of a structure that I have not personally been inside, nor would I propose anything that I had not previously scientifically verified and validated by extensive peer-reviewed journal research and by my colleagues in the field of chemical engineering. So for now, the mechanisms of operation involved in making this structure work and the chemical that was flowing into this collection bowl will remain a mystery. And yes, this is another rare image from the excavation of the Abu Sir site, showing the bowl when it was originally discovered. And conventional archaeologists will say that this basin is a water drainage basin. And it is located here at the top end of the causeway, just outside the threshold of this black basalt processing complex. And I call it that as the black basalt was functional. And I will be discussing the role of the black basalt, as with a reveal of the purpose of all of the geology as integrated into the operation of these systems coming up very, very soon. And to me, for many reasons, the standard explanation that this is a water drainage collection basin makes absolutely no sense. First and foremost, you do not collect drainage water, period. And you certainly don't collect it in an expertly crafted, exotic, red quartzite conduit and collection bowl system when you could have much more easily drained the water directly into the river. I have so much more coming up about this site that I will be discussing in Abu Sir Part 2, but for now, I hope I have your attention, and without further ado, here is a private tour of the pyramids of Abu Sir, including the exact moment when I discovered the original inlet that feeds this conduit and collection bowl system. One of the most amazing moments of this trip and a genuine archaeological discovery. I hope you enjoy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back behind the pyramids of Abu Sir, looking down into a structure that is very reminiscent of what you will find at Abu Rawash or Zawat al-Aryan. And you can see down here the remains of some red granite casing stones that would have lined this passageway leading down into the primary chamber. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
And there were three out here.
And Sahara. Yeah. Looks like there used to be more. Basalt, granite, two different types of limestone, white calcite. just this stone masonry here is different.
Right. And then the mud brick came later, and
Yeah. Layers upon layers.
so even this stone is different than this stone.
Yeah. Lots of graffiti.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the exact moment when I discovered the original inlet to that red quartzite conduit and collection bowl system that I showed at the beginning of the video. So this here is the inlet to the conduit system that inevitably spits out at the other end of the temple into that red quartzite collection bowl. And I was absolutely ecstatic. I literally dropped my camera and I was yelling, Yusuf, get your ass over here. I found it. I found it. And this was one of the most remarkable moments of this entire 2022 research expedition and a legitimate archaeological discovery made by yours truly. And now here we are at the other end of that red quartzite conduit system, having traced the entire line from the inlet to the outlet, and the chemical that was being produced inside of the adjacent pyramid flowed underneath the black basalt floor of that temple, flowing out of this conduit and into the collection bowl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, and we are here in the eastern temple of the Pyramid of Sahure, investigating the conduit system, which has been carved into the limestone paving blocks of the floor of this temple. And keep in mind that these conduits, which you can see here leading out towards the causeway system, were originally sheathed in copper, and these have been carved directly into the limestone paving of this temple, quite different than the exotic red quartzite conduit and collection bowl that we saw at the Pyramid of Nayu Saray. Two completely different configurations and two completely different functions. You will also notice in this video that I am very intently investigating the layering and the integration of the geology found at this site. So you will see me looking specifically at a system that has red granite casing on both sides with a limestone core in the middle, and another system that has black basalt casing with a limestone core in the center. And you will notice that the limestone core in both of these scenarios is very, very eroded. And keep in mind the interaction of these different types of stone in proximity to the electromagnetic energy field. More on that in the electromagnetic field experiment part 2, and a full reveal of the function of the geology that was utilized in the construction and operation of the Egyptian pyramids coming up soon. So please subscribe and stay tuned. I know. And even as I'm doing this, I have pictures of all this stuff, but I could never get enough, you know? All right, everyone, that is it for today's video. This was episode 58, The Land of Chem 2022 Ancient Alchemy and Ascension Research Expedition Recap Part 7, covering the pyramids and mastaba of Abu Sir. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to The Land of Chem here on YouTube and click that little notification bell so that you do not miss the new videos when they premiere every single week. Next up in the series, I have the Electromagnetic Field Experiment Part 2. We will then take a tour up to the Giza Plateau for exclusive footage from inside of the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Central Pyramid of Giza, including my discovery of the iron oxide deposit located within the primary reaction chamber of the Central Pyramid, and of course, a full documentary expose covering the Osiris shaft system and another chemical analysis of a mysterious metallic coating compound that was discovered covering the containers down inside of the Osiris shaft system. So ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe and stay tuned. If you want to help support the channel, just go to the Land of Chem. You can pick up a limited first edition print copy of the book, grab yourself a Land of Chem t-shirt or one of the new hoodies. Either way, all of the orders mean more to me than words can possibly ever describe. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for the support. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is @TheLandOfChem. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is it for today's episode. So I will see you next time. Yo, are you still watching this? Please subscribe to The Land of Chem here on YouTube and click that little notification button. New videos coming out every single week. And check out this other episode. Come on, do it. Do it now.